Good morning, Hank. It's Wednesday. In case you missed the news yesterday, I can finally tell you the title of my new video title. You ruined it! The title was inspired by a line from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Which is an easy thing to say if you're like, you know, Shakespeare or a Roman nobleman, but in the broad sense, I don't know that I agree with Shakespeare 100%, so that's the title, The Fault in Our Stars. I actually kind of stole the title from a nerdfighter, Miss X Rojas on YouTube, so thank you, Nerdfighteria! In other thank you, Nerdfighteria news, these are the top 3 best-selling books on Amazon right now, Hank. The Fault in Our Stars is #1 on both Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Yes! I have an exclamation to use in such French the llama. Thank you so much to everyone who's pre-ordered the book. There's a link in the doobly-doo, dft.ba/tfios. It's not a very good title for shortening, at which you can pre-order the book, so it's only like $9. Also, Hank, if you pre-order The Fault in Our Stars, there is a 100% chance that it will be autographed by me. And when I say 100% chance, I mean that I am signing every single copy of the first printing. And I don't mean some machine is going to sign it, I mean I'm going to sign it with my hand, also probably a Sharpie. Speaking of which, Hank, a couple days ago I was at Target and I was in the Sharpie aisle and I was trying to decide like which Sharpie to use for signing these tens of thousands of books, and I had a bit of an existential crisis because I was like, do I sign it in black Sharpie? But if I do that, then they might not even think it's real. If I do like blue or red, it might be like kind of ostentatious. If I do green, they're gonna think I'm punning on my name. So Hank, I'm just gonna delegate this whole Sharpie color fiasco. There is a link in the doobly-doo to a poll in your pants. That sounds dirty. Also, Hank, in the last 24 hours, Nerdfighters have made hundreds of covers for The Fault in Our Stars. Some of them really, really good. In fact, there are so many really, really good ones that I want to show them all to you, but I don't have anything left to say, so I'm just gonna throw you a singamajig concert. I'm good at the singamajig. So to summarize, Hank, pre-order link in the doobly-doo. All pre-orders will be signed. Thank you so much for making it the #1 bestseller on Amazon, and also for your amazing covers. In retrospect, Hank, I don't know why I spent 4 years writing this book when I could have just made a hit singamajig album. In other news, Nerdfighters, I don't know if you've started reading The Great Gatsby, but I'm going to start talking about it today, but I'm only going to talk about the epigraph and the first sentence, so no spoilers. At this rate, it's going to take me like 1,200 videos to get through the book. Right, so Hank, you know how pretentious novels like this one always start with quotes at the beginning of the book? Those are called epigraphs. Well, The Great Gatsby has a famous epigraph by the poet Thomas Park D'Invilliers that goes like this. Then wear the gold hat, if that will move her. If you can bounce high, bounce for her too. Till she cry, lover, gold-hatted, high-bouncing lover, I must have you. So here's an interesting thing about that epigraph, Hank. Thomas Park D'Invilliers doesn't exist. So 2 things to remember about the epigraph. 1, it's made up, and 2, it contains the word golden twice. Both of which are important because Gatsby is essentially a book about things that are made up and or golden. So keep that in mind as you're reading. Other things to keep in mind, anybody wearing glasses and the green light. God, I love the green light. It's my favorite metaphor in any book ever. Except maybe Holden's hunting hat. And the last thing I would ask you to notice is the lyricism of the novel. I mean, you can almost hear the rhythm of it from the first sentence. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Okay, now I feel like a teacher. To give you an assignment, you have until 2 weeks from today to read the first 6 chapters of Gatsby, and there will be a quiz, and I don't want any sass! Alright, Hank, just to remind you, don't forget about the pull in your pants. I'll see you on Friday.